In this episode, we are going to talk about visibility fears. So, if you are a coach that knows in her heart of hearts that you meant to be out there in the world and deliver your wisdom and your message and your transformation to humanity, one of the components of that process is you got to be visible so that your ideal clients can actually find you. This is the most difficult piece I find for a lot of spiritual coaches or people who sell personal transformations, because we have so many issues in the way of what it means to be visible, so many misconceptions. For example, you might be thinking that you have to be somebody that you're not in order to be visible. Like maybe you were told by your coach before that you need to do something in a specific format, like show up this way. And this way doesn't really fit you. So it feels like you're turning yourself into a pretzel every time you do that. So then you naturally would resist it and say, well, I can't be visible because that just doesn't work for me. Like marketing doesn't work for me or sales don't work for me. I hear that all the time from my clients at the very beginning. I hate marketing, or I don't like sales. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to do it. That's not because somehow you're bad at it. It's because you have never kind of were clear on how to do it in a way that's actually aligned to who you are. And that might be why you're not so good at it yet, but that's a skill you can learn. So when we use that, I have to be something I'm not, as a way to sort of stop ourselves from being visible, it actually sabotages the business, right? Because your business is only working when you are aligned, when you are bringing your soul work to the world, and you are able to generate income through doing it. Which means if you're not getting sales, you don't really have a business. You're just sharing your thoughts online, or, like to educate people on something that you know. But if you really want your business to work, well, a lot of that is visibility, and visibility in a sense that is aligned. So maybe you're thinking you're not educated enough. I hear this very often, like, oh, let me take this, another certification, another program, another something. So then I can add some letters after my name, or I can say I'm qualified because I've studied this. None of this is true. And I will tell you what you need instead. But understanding that being educated, like always being on a journey of self-education, that's just part of your character. That's a good thing. But that is not directly related to you being not ready to be visible. Okay? Visibility has nothing to do with your education. It has to do much more with your alignment and what you're actually delivering, which I will tell you a bit later today. So you might have been told that you need to be qualified in a specific way for people to take you seriously. And that might even come from your childhood, like some story about like, oh, they won't take you seriously unless you very logical. But maybe you're not a logical person. So then if you try to be logical, it feels awkward and it doesn't actually work. And it does not attract the right people to you because they are not relating to your forced logic, because that's not the vibration of your soul. It doesn't come through something you're trying to do that is actually off. That's why it is so important to handle visibility from the correct place. All these things I just said so far, that is pretty much fear of not being enough. So feeling like somehow I am not whatever it is that can be visible, and then using all these excuses, not educated, not qualified, not ready, not prepared enough, not polished enough in my appearance or how I do things, or all this stuff is just an excuse that stops you from truly being visible in your power with the fear story of not being enough. And I'm here to tell you that you are enough. You're enough from the start. This is literally what I see in my clients, is that if you have that in your heart of hearts, that you meant to change humanity, you're here with a unique perspective on something, and you know that you can help your clients in this very deep way, well, then you are enough. Because universe is very efficient place. It literally will not put you on this planet to do the work with the gift that you have and not say that like, okay, you just go and do it. Instead, you're supposed to what? Get educated for the rest of your lifetime and then somehow towards the end of it, finally be ready. That's not how it works. It's actually that you are ready now. And the human self might never be ready. And that's okay too. Because at some point, it's not about what your human self wants. It's about what is your soul mission? Why are you actually here? What is the soul drive? So maybe you are trying to belong a little bit too much. And that is actually the issue you have with visibility. I've seen that a lot too, is when somebody is trying to kind of fit in with the people around you so that they don't get judged, trying to kind of like be like others so you don't stand out, because that has been your survival mechanism. So if you're the type that kind of like hiding essentially by fitting in, by being like other people, well, then you cannot be visible because you spend your whole life hiding. You literally minimizing your power as a survival mechanism, which is anti-visibility. And then, I hear like, well, I don't know, I'm posting content, I'm showing up on video, nothing seems to be working. And then when we look at the energetics, that person is minimizing herself in every video and written content that she puts out there. So you want to make sure that you are clear as to from which place are you going forward. Because if you are trying to belong, this is really the fear of judgment. It's a fear of somehow people not liking you. And again, I'm here to tell you that if you show up in all your glory and power, there will be people who do not like you. That's actually a fact. There will be people who do not like how you are, do not agree with what you're saying, that have completely different beliefs. And that's actually a good thing. That is how your business evolves, because you actually need something very different in order for yourself to be visible in a correct way, which again, I'll tell you a little bit further. But here I want to really stress that fear of visibility in this case is actually fear of judgment. And if you're afraid of judgment, you cannot show up. So this is where all these stories come up about, but I don't belong, but I really try to, be this person who delivers all this goodness, but then what if I get rejected? You can never be rejected if you're not trying to belong, okay? If you're not trying to be accepted, you cannot be rejected. So you want the power back? You want to not fear being rejected? Stop trying to be accepted. That's how you take the power back. And I'll tell you what to do instead. But that is something you really want to realize, that might be the issue, where visibility is bumping into something and not letting you to fully show up in your power. Okay? Maybe you're thinking you need to be 100% safe in order to show up. Well, it's not a perfect world. So that's never going to happen. So essentially, by that story, you're setting yourself up to, okay, I cannot show up. So yay, good for me, says the lower self. I don't have to show up because, hey, I'm not 100% safe. So with that story, you essentially completely cut off the possibility of attracting to you ideal clients and setting yourself up for chasing after people. And I'm sure you are the coach who doesn't want to chase after clients, right? You don't want to go and do the cold calling or constantly going after people or following up with people who don't really want to talk to you, who maybe already ignored you and now you're going after them again. That sucks. Nobody wants to do that. And unfortunately, that is what is constantly being promoted in today's marketplace. So many coaches are teaching you how to do techniques that are essentially following after cold leads all day long. And that's the part where people end up with, well, I hate marketing and I hate sales. Of course you do, because you're selling and marketing to the people who do not want to hear from you. And that's no fun for them or you. Nobody benefits. It's just a lot of busy work that hurts your soul. So if you're in this place that's kind of like forever waiting to be 100% safe, and then you finally grace the internet with your presence, that's actually just fear of persecution. And persecution, I mean, we're in 21st century, so nobody's going to burn you at the stake or stone you or whatever, especially if you're in a first world country like US or Canada or Australia or something like that, or in Europe. So yes, there are some places in the world where that still exists, but chances are that's not where you're living right now. That is not your reality, which means you're past referencing, which means you are bringing this story from somewhere back in your consciousness, probably your soul karmic experiences, that say, okay, that bad thing happened before when I spoke up and I said the truth, and then they killed me or they pushed me out of the tribe, so I died and it was painful. So that means never again will I do that unless I have a guarantee from the universe, from God, from people, that they will not harm me. And you know what? We create our own reality. That's the kicker. And you're the one who is the transformational coach. You are the spiritual person. You know this truth, which means whatever it is you're programming out into reality, you're broadcasting that. That's what you're attracting. So if you're putting out there that I need this 100% guarantee of my safety, while at the same time kind of knowing that that's not going to happen, what do you think you're going to get? You either going to get people who seriously don't like you, or you're going to just not show up because that will be a hard no in your energetics and in your body that says, I don't want to get killed again. So we want to really look at that fear of persecution and detach that from the current reality. That is the past story. So can you take the power back from that past story and somehow benefit yourself now instead of reacting to the past story as if it's something that is happening now, which it is not? Instead, it's actually sabotaging your ability to show up and help your clients. And this is literally what I help my clients within my Conscious Future method. So if you and I are meeting for the first time, I am Eugenia Oganova. I am a business soul strategist and marketing energetics coach. And I help my clients save years of pressure and forcing themselves into all sorts of strategies that don't work for them, like what we just looked at, the visibility blocks, and instead align themselves to their unique soul design so they can leverage that badass inner magic and actually get paid well, get paid premium for doing their soul work in a world. So today we're looking at this specific component of visibility that is the story you might be telling yourself that is blocking you from fully showing up. So let me ask you a question. When was the time in your life when you felt good about speaking the truth, about showing up, when it felt just totally natural and free? Maybe you feel free in saying what you want to say to your cat, but not to people. Maybe it's when it was on the phone and not on video. Maybe it's to the people who you knew have similar ideals and beliefs versus people who are very different. Most people don't necessarily feel super comfortable speaking totally to strangers, especially if you're an introvert. But when was the last time you truly felt okay being visible? Because that is the clue that tells you what inside of you is natural and what is not, and where the adjustment needs to be made. Because if maybe you feel comfortable saying it to people whose beliefs you already kind of know are similar as yours, which is the same thing with the animals, right? Because obviously they're not going to judge you, right? So you want to then understand, okay, what that means is that I need to speak to the audience of people who are my kind of people. Notice how that resolves the visibility issue. Instead of like, I got to go out there and talk to people who's going to persecute me, who's going to hate me, who's going to judge me. Instead, I can actually create an audience of people that are the right people, people who can benefit by working with me, and speak to those people versus someone else. That's the part that you really, really want to understand within yourself, that you are the one who's in control of how visible you get. Because visibility is actually an energy broadcast. It's you putting out a specific frequency. So I'm going to tell you 3 things here that I promised earlier as to how do you correct these issues. Like we looked at the fear of not being enough somehow, and then compensating by all this over education maybe, or somehow extra qualifications, or being something you're not. And the solution to that one is you actually need to embody your soul expertise, not the skill that you've been taught, not something you've learned from some technique, but your soul expertise. That is your innate ability to do whatever you came here to do. So in your soul design, which is what I do with my clients, is to help you find your natural soul design, and within that, your soul expertise. Within your natural design, there is an expertise that's pre-installed. That is the frequency that when you shed layers of conditioning and imprinting and all this other stuff that are kind of mucking up your pure powerful broadcast, and you show up with your message in your content, in your videos, in your posts, and whatever it is you're doing out there, but you show up with the frequency of your soul expertise, now you're broadcasting correctly. Now you're broadcasting the energy that is actually going to pull towards you correct people, and it's going to repel the incorrect ones. So instead of feeling like, oh, I have to somehow like talk to everybody, you narrow it down to speaking to specific people. But the way that I do niching is not by some mental decision of figuring out who is more profitable or something, but by looking at your soul design and who you meant to help. Because our gifts are not for everybody. Our gifts are for specific individuals here on the planet incarnate right now. So how can you synchronize yourself with these ideal for you clients? Those are the people who will come to you wanting to work with you, who already have similar beliefs and who need what you're bringing because you're speaking from the soul expertise. Okay? That's how you know that you are always enough. Because of course you are, because you are embodying the gift that you came here to bring. God universe, doesn't care how many educational pieces you got, how many certifications you finished. What it does care about is, are you able to maintain within your body, within your energy, a specific frequency, and then broadcast that out into the world? If you are serving a purpose. That's what we're after. That's when the visibility is not a big issue anymore, because you're naturally visible in the power that you're bringing through. Okay? Another piece we looked at is trying to belong, trying to fit in somehow, the fear that you will be too different, and then it's actually just fear of judgment, right? And we know that if you are a member of something, you're not actually being a leader. So how do you solve this issue is by not trying to belong, not trying to fit in. In business and marketing, it's actually very important that we stand out. And for all of you black sheep out there, the ones who never fit in and always were kind of like the odd one out, that's a good thing. That means you have it already half made by the fact that you naturally are so different. That's a very good thing. It might have not been a good thing in your childhood, but you're not a child anymore. Now, for your business, that actually is the greatest thing ever, because the more you show up in this badass unicornness that you got going on there, the more you are going to stand out in the right way. And that right way is actually how you are then attracting to you clients who are the right clients for you. So those people come to you pre-sold. So now you're not talking to the people who you have to convince, who you have to chase after, who you have to prove all this stuff that right now you might be thinking that visibility is sort of comprised of. It is not. Visibility is simply being in the leadership frequency that you embody based on your soul design and your soul expertise, targeted specifically to your profit potential, so that your market positioning creates pre-sold clients, so that people who are watching you or listening to you come to you not with, I don't want this and why do I have to listen to her, but with, oh my God, what she's talking about is exactly what I need, and I so relate, and I so feel like she's my kind of a person. How can I work with her? Because I think she can help me. That's a pre-sold client. That's a client that maybe need a little bit more details on how to work with you, but they already coming to you ready for the possibility of working with you. That's a very different level of visibility, and I really want that for you. That is what I create with my clients, is that instead of chasing after people, we actually create pre-sold premium level clients who purchase with ease offers of 7,000, 10,000, 15,000, 30,000 of intangible transformation, of personal internal development. That's because we are utilizing these principles of visibility, quantum client attraction. When you are broadcasting your soul expertise, when you correctly market positioned so that it creates pre-sold clients because you're being the leader of the industry, instead of trying to fit in and people please and kind of minimize your actual energy. Okay. And another piece we looked at a little bit earlier is about wanting to be 100% safe. which we know it's an illusion, right? It can't happen. And how that is the fear of persecution. That comes from other lifetimes, that comes from all these stories that you might be telling yourself about what bad boogeyman that come and, eat you up if you show up. None of that is true. It's the past that needs to be cleaned out. And the solution to that is manufacturing internal certainty. Certainty doesn't come from the outside. And the problem with this, I want to be 100% safe in order to show up, is that you're looking for the outside of you to provide safety. That cannot happen because there are no guarantees in the universe. But you can be the guarantee for yourself. And that means you create your own certainty. You learn how to trust yourself at the highest possible level, how to follow through on your decisions, how to create aligned actions, which are all the things that in my conscious future method, like this is what I literally teach you how to do in application to your business. So now, instead of just spinning your wheels and doing all this busy work of marketing or whatever and hating all the things you're doing and they're not going anywhere, not leading to anything, and nobody's signing up, instead, you're doing one or two, three things maybe, but you're doing them correctly. You're doing them in the right energy. And you feel this inner certainty about, yep, I'm worth it. Yep, that's my power. Yep, that's the right price. Yep, that offer is aligned. Yep, that's how I need to talk about it. And I'm clear about how to deliver that message in a way that people that are ideal for me will respond. Okay, that is literally what is possible for you if you're visible correctly. So a lot of your fears of visibility are simply because of the stories of incorrect visibility as to what you think it means. And we just looked at how it doesn't actually mean that. So if you are somebody who is a spiritual coach, who is a personal transformation mentor, who knows that she's good at what she does, like you have great results with your clients, you are maybe been around for a while, maybe you're looking into the higher level programs, maybe you really would like to sell your offers at the higher price, but you're not sure how to even find clients that will be paying you, let's say $10,000 per your offers. Well, then you and I need to talk, because this is literally what we can adjust very quickly within your business so that you are benefiting the humanity. You are delivering your gift to the world the way you are meant to do and getting paid well for it. Because a lot of these little issues are the tiny holes in your process. And some are maybe not so tiny. Maybe you're missing structure. Maybe you literally don't have any structure in your business, and then you're wondering why is it not working, because you're over educating people and you're over delivering and you're giving all this over giving, right? And on the end, it feels like, well, nothing is coming back in, right? Maybe people are loving the content you're putting out and they're telling you how great it is, but they're not buying. So if you're in that situation, let's talk, because I can show you exactly what is missing. Your market positioning is probably off. Chances are your message is off. Maybe your methodology is not clearly defined. Or maybe you don't even know you have a methodology because you've just been sort of creating random offers, trying to bring in people based on whatever you're inspired about. And that sabotages your ability to have sustainable business. That's how we burn out. So again, if you're in a place where you found yourself that you worked really, really hard, busy, posting out there and nothing's happening, or if you're in a place where you know what you need to be doing, but you're terrified to do it because you keep bumping into that visibility thing, even though you know that this is something you need to deal with in order to show up for the right clients to see you. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's an adjustment on the inside. Yes, some external strategies, some external frameworks. Yes, you do need to do that work if you don't have some of those pieces. But the big adjustment is in what energy are you embodying? How are you utilizing your energetics? Chances are you are in a scarcity energetics if you have fear of visibility. And what I do with my clients is we shift that into wealth energetics. So you're using abundance principles to bring towards you what you need. So definitely reach out to me. We'll get on the call. We'll look at what's going on in your business, in your specific situation. Where are you bumping into the blocks that are stopping you from getting that future that you're envisioning? And I'll share with you what I'm seeing that is in the way and how it can be corrected. So we come up with a plan. So you actually know, like, oh, that's where I need to focus my efforts. I thought I need to create more content or need to just override myself and show up or whatever, when actually I need to change this belief, or actually I need to change how I'm creating content. So I'll show you exactly what is needed. And then if we are fit to work together, of course, I will show you how I can help you make that happen. In my programs, my clients that jump in spend 4 months with me and they pop out the other end with a quantum leap. Depending on the level of your business, I have different programs that can help you. So definitely, if we have that conversation, you will know if you qualify for a starter system, like where you just understand the basic foundational principles, or if you're ready for the next level. If you're a seasoned coach and you're like, okay, I've been on these detours for a while and I'm tired of doing it myself. Like, I need somebody who can see me. Being clairvoyant, I see you. I literally see your energetics. I see your profit potential. I see your soul design. I see your soul expertise. So instead of wandering in circles in the dark, you get me to point you into directions that are beneficial for you, that create shortcut. So then in just 4 months of working with me in a conscious future mastermind, you can leap to a whole new level. Like, I literally have people that come in selling $100 appointments and leave selling $10,000, $15,000 programs with ease, without any fear of visibility, because we adjust these internal pieces. A lot of it is about self-mastery work plus business. It's not just about knowing the right business strategy or the correct funnel or a magic script or something. It's not that. It's who are you in your business. And yes, business structures are important, absolutely, especially if you don't have them in place already. But once you have that basic foundational pieces, the rest is who are you within your business. So I definitely invite you to get that call with me so we can actually help you be the type of a leader on this earth that you're meant to be, that you can share your gift and get paid premium pricing for you doing your soul work in a world. Okay, so let's connect. Click the link in the description of this video and we will actually get your business through this shortcut much faster together than you could do on your own. My love to you.